Hey guys, so I just posted the final graphing assignment for this unit that I want you guys to get done for me by the end of the day on Thursday. Today's Tuesday. I'm posting the new stuff on Friday, so try to get it done for me by the end of the day on Thursday. It's not too much work. There's 3 questions. So you're going to answer 3 questions for me and complete 3 graphs. That's pretty much what I want you to do. I'm going to go through how I want you to do it and how it should look and how to submit it. All right, so just hold tight. It shouldn't be longer than 5 minutes. This video, just bear with me. Question 1 and 2, you're going to be making normal graphs using the y equals mx plus b equation that we've been practicing this whole unit so far, so it shouldn't be anything too new for you. And then question 3, you're making a scatter plot, something we didn't start till last week, so it's a little newer, but to be honest, it's easier than making a y equals mx plus b graph, so it shouldn't be too much problems for you. Let's go through it real quick. First question, there's $500 in Holly's bank account. She takes out $50 from her account each month, but doesn't put any back in. So A wants you to make a table of values for up to 6 months. I did months 0 and month 1 for you, right? So as you see, 0 months, bank account's full, 500 bucks. 1 month, lost 50, it's at 450 now. Fill out the rest of the table for 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Part B wants you to graph the relationship. So there's 2 ways you can do that. One, you can print out this file, do it on this paper here, take a picture and submit it that way. Or the way I prefer, which I think is a little easier, but follow your heart, is to make it online using this link I have posted right here. If you click this link, it will bring you to this website. We used it last week for scatter plots if you guys did it. We're making a line graph right now, so make sure you click line so you're making the right type of graph. Click line. You're not going to touch anything on the first page. Hit next. And here's where you put in your information. So the x-axis and the y-axis are 2 things you have to fill out. Remember we said x-axis always has the independent variable in it, independent, and then the y-axis has your dependent variable. So for the example we're talking about, the amount of months passed and the amount of money in your bank account. What do you think is dependent and independent? Do you think the amount of time passed is independent, or do you think that the amount of money in your account is independent, right? So kind of think of it this way. The more time that passes, the less money is in your account. So is the money in your account dependent on the time that passes, or the time that passes dependent on the money in your account? The first one, right? The more time that passes, the least money is going to be in there. So the time is independent and the amount of money in your account is dependent. So I would put x-axis, independent variable, that is time or months. Y-axis is the dependent variable, that is money in your account. You're then going to go down to items, and you're going to go to how many items we have. We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 total, including 0. So you're going to put number of items, 7. And then you start entering your data, right? So right here, I'm going to put 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Then I put the corresponding Y value in this column. So at 0 months, there's $500. At 1 month, there's 450. So 0, 500, 1, 450. Do that for the other ones as well. When you have all the data entered, hit next again, and it will have a graph for you. Obviously, that's not right because I only put in 2 data parts, but it will look something like that, right? It'll be a line going down starting at 500. That's what I want you to do. That's how I want you to graph it. C, write an equation to model the relationships. That's y equals mx plus b. So write a y equals mx plus b equation to model that relationship. Remember, m is the same as your multiplier, b is the same as your constant, or your starting point. Is it direct or partial variation? Well, does it go through 0, 0, or does it not? If it goes through 0, 0, it's direct. If it doesn't, it's partial. Or you can think of it this way. If it has a constant, it is partial. If it doesn't have a constant, it's direct. How much will Holly have in her account after 8 months? Use the equation that you came up with. Fill in 8 months for X. Solve, right? Do the same for question F, or part F. Question 2 is the exact same thing as question 1. It's just changing the situation around a little bit. So Tasha is just learning how to snowboard. Mountain charges are $10 an hour for lessons, $40 for the lift ticket, snowboard rental. You're going to do the same thing you just did for question 1, but for question 2, right? So make the table of values, fill out the proper numbers, graph the relationship. So click the link. It'll bring you to this website again. Let's try it out. You're doing the same thing as last time, right? So you're going to click line graph because you're making a line graph. Then you hit next. You had to enter your x and y axis. So x axis is your independent variable. Y axis is your dependent variable. Figure out what you think they are. I'm not going to give you the answers for this one, all right? What do you think is which? Fill it out. Dependent goes on y, independent goes on x. How many items or data points do we have? We have 0 to 6, so we have 7 on this one too, right? So you're going to go 7, and you're going to start filling in your data, just like you did for question 1. When you're done, hit next, and then hit next. You have to do the same thing, right? Make an equation, direct or partial, put in some numbers in the equation you made, and try to figure out the answer. Number 3 is a little different. You're making a scatter plot. So you're going to use that same website. Click the link. It's going to bring you to this website again. But this time you're not making a line graph like you did for question 1 and 2. You're making a scatter plot, right? So you have to make sure it's on scatter, which it is. Next, you're going to try to figure out your independent and your dependent variables. Dependent goes on y, independent goes on x. How many items do we have? We have 11, right? Because if we look, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pieces of data. So we put 11, and we start filling in the numbers like we have on our chart. When we're done, we hit next, and then we'll have a scatter plot for you created right there. So when you're done this final project here, you should have this document filled in with all the questions answered, and you should have 3 pictures of graphs you made for me. So after you make a graph on that website, take a picture of it on your phone for me so you can submit the picture showing me how your graph looks. Alright? So your final project for this unit, kind of showing me how to graph. You're making 2 line graphs and answering the questions that go along with them. And you're making me 1 scatter plot and answering the questions that go along with the scatter plot. So when you submit that to me, you should have this filled out document with 3 pictures of graphs. Any questions, please let me know. I'm here to help any way that I can. Good luck, do your best, and yeah, that's it. Get to it.